Hello, I'm Patrick and I'm the curate at St Andrew's Church. This weekend and over the next week, as we do at this time every year, we'll take time to pause, think of and remember and thank God for all the people who are no longer with us. We call this time of year Remembrance. You might have seen people already wearing poppies like this. And these remind us to remember and thank God for all those people whose lives have been lost in war. Here on the wall in St Andrew's Church, we have the names of some of the people from Oxshott and around whose lives were lost in the First and the Second World War. These people lived and died many years ago, but it may be that in our families we know somebody whose life was lost in war, and we can remember them too. In a moment, we're going to watch a short video which will help us to think about those whose lives are lost in war. It's called Poppies, and it reminds us that war is terrible and difficult and sad, and helps us to feel thankful that we live in peace. At Remembrance time, we can remember and thank God for all of those special people who we have known, friends and family, who maybe are no longer alive. When people die, we miss them because we can't enjoy being with them anymore. But at this very unusual time, in the middle of this pandemic, there might be people who are special to us who we can't see even though they are alive, who we can't be with because we need to stay apart to keep one another safe from the virus, and we will miss them too. So this year, we'll remember all of those people who we love and miss, who we can't be with at the moment. And we'll thank God for them, for the happiness that they have brought to us and to their families and their friends, and all that we enjoy because of them. Strangely as well, this year, we can't come together to remember, as we usually might do in church or up at the memorial on the heath. So we will remember in a different way, in our homes. And Jolien will explain to us in a moment and show us how we might build our own remembrance gardens at home with our families to help us to remember.
Hello. I thought it might be helpful for you to have an illustration of how you could make your own remembrance garden. I'm sure you'll do better than me, but let's have a go. So, you could use anything as the base, something like that you could use and fill with earth and grass, or you could use a box, a shoe box like this one. What I've done is I've used an old shoebox, there you can see, and it's unwrapped and it's got sort of extendable sides to make a sort of long thin shape. And then I've been out in the garden and I've cut something that basically fits, or I hope it will. And then I've wrapped it. I've just used some brown paper and wrapped it a little bit so it looks just a little bit smarter along the side. I think then, just to make sure that this is a little bit lined, because I'm going to put some earth in there, what I've done is I've got a little bit of this and I'm going to put that in there. The easiest way to do this, I think, is to turn this over. So I'm going to turn this over like this, upside down. Bit of a mess, but that doesn't matter. And then I'm going to just put that liner over this, and then I'm going to put the box over the liner. So like this. And the trick then is to get this soil all jammed into this box. And hopefully, hey presto, if we turn it over, bingo, one remembrance garden. I have here some little bits of wood that I have also cut just into the shape, to make the little shape of the cross that you often see in remembrance ceremonies, and a little bit of super glue. You can use any glue you like, and I'm just going to, part way up, just put a little bit of super glue across there, and then carefully putting the lid back on, I'm going to stick this across there like that to make a cross, and within moments that will be dry. In the little instructions you're given the names of various people. I've just printed one name, Walter Ackerman, died on the 13th of October 1915 in France. So he died in the First World War, and he's the first person that I want to remember. So I'm just going to push that down into there. You could do it facing any way you like, I'm just doing it that way. But I've also done one for some friends who died this year, and I'm very sad and I want to remember them on Remembrance Day. So I've put them, their names, Jean and Harry Whitehouse, died in the summer of 2020. So I'm going to put that in my remembrance garden too. And then finally, I want to remember on Remembrance Day some people that I won't see. I haven't seen them for months, and I won't see them for many more months now we're in lockdown. John and Vicky Dykes in Taunton in Devon, my parents-in-law. So I'm going to put that there because I want to remember them too. And then, because it's autumn, you might just like to add a little bit of decoration. You can use a little stick or a nail, and you can go out into the garden, as I have, and collect some leaves. And you could just stick them down the side here, pretty ones. You could stick them actually in the soil, so make a little hole and then stick that in the little hole, says he, there we go. Or down the side here, and just use the stalks just to decorate this whole thing with signs of the time. And I'm sure you could find ways and carry on doing exactly that with all sorts of beautiful leaves and other decoration that you could put in your remembrance garden. Just like that. And there, after a little bit of prodding around, is my simple wind-blown remembrance garden.
So, on the St Andrew's Church website, you can find some ideas and all the instructions that you'll need to help you build your remembrance garden at home with your family. You can make your remembrance garden and remember at any time, but you could use your remembrance garden to join with us for an act of remembrance via the St Andrew's Church website at 10:45, 11:15 on Sunday the 8th of November. You might also use your remembrance garden on Wednesday the 11th of November, which is another time that we will all pause and think of those who have died in wars. So, on the St Andrew's Church website where you found this video, you can download the resource pack that you'll need. It will tell you all of the things that you need and give you all the resources so that you can create your garden and join us as we remember at home this year.